Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stock Watch, and this is your Stock Watch list for Monday, June 19th. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Hope you had a great day. Alright, so let's get right into it. I just wanted to show you this. U.S. shoots down Syrian Air Force fighter. So that was sometime today, June 18th. So just be aware of that. We'll take a quick look at the futures. Currently the futures, or the Dow futures, are flat. The S&P futures down 1 and the NASDAQ futures down 3. For your economic information tomorrow for Monday, the June 19th, you really don't have anything, but we do have some Fed speak going on tomorrow at 8 a.m. and 7 a.m. I'm sorry, 7 p.m., 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. for the Fed speak. And then for Tuesday, I'll just give you a heads up for the earnings coming up before the bell. SFUN, LEN, Adobe after, FedEx after hours on Tuesday, and Red Hat after hours on Tuesday. So go ahead and we'll just take a look at this. This Biopharma Catalyst and Adamis Pharmaceuticals Corporation announced that the FDA approved the pre-filled syringe. Okay, so this is what moved that stock up on ADMP. And then you can see some other news in this. This is a really nice newsletter I get emailed out to me. I don't get anything for telling you about this, but OMER was another stock that surged this week. And so, you know, something you may want to get emailed to your inbox, you know, each week. Good information there. So that's some things to keep in mind. Some things that came out Sunday. MGNX had news. Over the weekend, MGNX right here, and then you can read that for yourself. Celgene also had some news. Juno had some news over the weekend. L3 Communications, LLL, also had news. And then there was some Trump information that came out. So that's some news over the weekend. And if you haven't looked at my Let's Get Ready for the Week Ahead, I'll just show you the SPX, excuse me. You see we're in this channel right here, and we have the topping tails at this resistance, and we're trying to hold the 20 SMA. So let's go ahead and get right into the watch list for the week. It's about 34 stocks, some big, some small, some suggested swing trade. So everybody that listens to my YouTube channel is a different type of trader. Some like to play larger stocks, some like to play the smaller stocks, some are day traders, some are swing traders. So I try to touch on a little bit of, you know, give you a little flavor of everything. So hopefully you guys can make a little money during the week. All right, and some of these stocks are just for Monday, and you know, some may produce later in the week, or you know, Tuesday or something like that. So just keep that in mind. Not every one of them is going to work Monday. All right, so first one up is AAXN, and AAXN Aerospace and Defense. And we're just below this 25.50. We had a high on Friday of 25.50 exactly, and 1.4 million shares traded. So we're looking to take out those highs. Nice candle here, right? We have coming out of this consolidation right here on this AAXN. So, you know, that might be a nice swing trade for you. Keep an eye on that. And it is in a nice space, aerospace and defense. ADMP, this is the one, the syringe that we spoke about. So this one really popped nicely on Thursday. Gave some back, which is, you know, usually going to happen when you get a big jump percentage move like this on a stock. But we'll see if this sets up on an intraday basis, and we'll go from there. But ADMP should be on your watch list. AIG for you swing trader types. You know, if you can get over this 64.50 spot on AIG, you know, with interest rates moving up. I mean, it is insurance and whatnot, but sometimes it runs with the banks. So looking for this to take out this 64.50 on AIG, and then you can kind of use that 63 or 63.50 as your stop, or the low of this candle here as your stop out, which is around 63.36. So keep an eye on that. Acme is starting to turn up, AKAM, and we'll see if this one can continue up through $50 a share. 5 million shares came in on Friday. You see it hammered here at the 20 SMA, the red line. the red moving average here. So let's see if this stock can take out, the highs from Friday, 49.57, or you might want to wait for that $50 break and maybe, possible swing trade or intraday trade on AKAM. But it is starting to possibly turn back up on that name. This name here, ALJ, and it's an oil and gas refining. And a nice candle here, big volume, 1.3 million shares. The yellow line here is the 50 SMA, so we're above that. Nice, full closing at the high candle here. A high was 1351. So, if it can get out over, 1355, maybe a continuation up, or you can watch it and see if you can get a possible pullback, to maybe like 10 SMA. We'll see where the 10 SMA is for you, 1307. So if you can get a pullback maybe to 1307. So keep that one on watch. Nice candle. ARAY, looking for this takeout of the 50 SMA. You see here that it stopped at the 50 SMA, the yellow moving average right here. But this looks like a much nicer candle, and it had 1.2 million shares. You see we've been holding this $4 area. So if we can get over, let's see what this candle is right here from Monday, June 12th, and the high on that candle was 440. So maybe 445 over 440 is enough to get this one ARAY moving. Medical devices. AVGR, now for you folks that like to play, the smaller stocks under $1, this is starting to turn up. The only thing is we have the 50 SMA pretty much, right in the way here, and that's at 54 cents. So for me, if I wanted to play this, I wanted to get over maybe 56 cents, clear it, and and then possibly consolidate a little bit and then continue up on AVGR. If you don't get that, just clearing the 50 SMA. 1.8 million shares traded. Now, like I said, it's an under $1 stock, so if you're interested in those, it might be one to watch. Ballard Power. This one is starting to turn up. We're above the 10 SMA. We're holding the 5 EMA right here, and we're trying to take out $3 a share on Ballard Power. And the candle next to it, it has a high of 305. For me, I'd wait for the 305 break, and then maybe use the the bottom of this candle as your stop. We'll call it like 290, 289. If you're interested in maybe doing a swing trade in that. And the reason I bring that one up is because, and this is on the list also, Plug is trying to get up over $2 and was the high 228 on Friday. Nice candle here, 14.4 million shares. It's above all the moving averages, so definitely another one to watch. But Ballard Power can move in sympathy with Plug, so just keep that in mind if you're interested in playing Ballard Power. CCCR holding above the 5 EMA here, holding above $3 now, trying to get out over that 320, 325 spot. Volume was a little bit light on Friday, but you see previous we had a big volume candle, a big push up almost to 350. It does like to leave, topping tails, so you just have to be careful with this one. But this one I mostly day trade. So the next one up is CCIH. And you see it's kind of flagging here. We're in this flag pattern. We're above the 50 SMA. We're above the 20, which is about to cross the 50 SMA. And we had a high on Friday of 138. So maybe 140, 142 will be enough for this. And about 800K shares in CCIH. And it does make nice moves. But it is, pops and does drop. So don't, if you do get a nice play in this, don't stay too long. CGI. This name is finally getting over $3 a share. It's above the 50 SMA. We have a high of 310. We closed at 305. 1.5 million shares in CGI. Trucking name. It's maybe trying to fill this gap. It's been up a few days in a row, so just be aware of that. But it is starting to turn back up and over. It's above the fast moving averages and trying to get above the 50 SMA again. CLNE, nice volume, 2.3 million shares. We have a high of 255, so let it clear, 255, and see if we can get a continuation move in clean energy, CLNE. And this one is more of a swing trade, I would think, because intraday it doesn't do very much. But it had, you know, there was this big pop. Now Friday was quad witching, so that could be the reason for the volume in this name. There was quad witching on Friday, so that makes some, you know, funky things volume-wise happen at the close. So that could be why. And this is you're looking at a 5-minute chart pre and post market. And I should say this is the 15-minute chart. This is regular market hours, and that's a 15-minute chart if we ever go to those. CO, nice volume, nice candle. If it can get up through 925, personally would like a little bit of a pullback, maybe to you know, the 5 EMA, which is at on this name 864. But I don't know if we're going to get that. 3 million shares came into the name. Maybe it sets up intraday. We have a high here on the name of 915 high from, and that was a Friday, May 26th candle. So if it can take out that high, you know, it might just continue up in this name. You see it gets some nice candles. It's been basing, now it's popping again on CO. GLYC, you know, this one had some fits and starts. It's trying to hold this 11 spot. It's pushing up. It's trying to get above the 20 SMA. So this is more of an intraday trader. So I'll have it on a chart during the week. GO popping 1.8 million shares, trying to get back over the 50. We went as high as 1225. We've pulled back to 12. Over 12.15 might be enough to get GO going. It's not an easy intraday trader. If you want to try to swing trade this, you know, I would let it clear over 12.50 and then maybe consolidate a little bit. Not a favorite name though on GO. GSAT, nice chart coming out of this flag, holding the 50 SMA, trending up. And we had a high probably around 225, 223. So if it can get over this 225, almost 10 million shares traded in GSAT. Telecom services. So this one, I like this setup here, and so keep this one on watch. HALO, looking to take out the highs of that 1350 spot. 2.7 million shares traded. If it can get over 1350, 1355, you know, you might get a continuation at HALO. HIMX, nice volume on Friday, 8 million shares traded. We bounced off the 50. You know, we'd love a little consolidation, maybe down to 790 and then a turn back up. But you don't always get what you want, so you have to be ready on the other side too. So over 820 might give us a continuation move on HIMX. HOS, big volume pop, oil and gas equipment and services. 8 million shares traded in the name. This will be on watch intraday. And to see if we can get any kind of, you know, red to green or, you know, consolidation and then push up on HOS. LINU, this is one of those under $1 stocks, LINU. And we're looking to take out the highs. And also this 300 SMA, which is this orange line right here. If we can get above that, which is at 57 cents. So say 58 cents, you know, you'd be giving up 4 cents, but I'd rather it clear above this 300 SMA, even maybe wait for a 0.60 break on it, but 0.58 might be enough on LINU. Once again, this is an under $1 stock, so just keep that in mind. LLEX, another oil name, but beautiful candle here, closing at the highs, 1.1 million shares. Probably over 535 might be enough to get some continuation move in this LLEX. MDXG, coming out of a base, kind of a, you know, a cuff with a little bit of handle here. And we have a high on the name of 1508, 1510, and 2.2 million shares. Medical devices, MDXG. And we are holding above the 20 SMA, and moving averages are turning up, and the 50 is turning up. So MDXG, possible, you know, swing trade stock also. Mankind, you know, it's been kind of dipping and dopping and dipping and faking people out, but we are holding above the 50 SMA. 2.5 million shares traded on Friday. We're looking for the highs to be taken out on this name. We have a high of 158, so 160 might be enough, and then just be careful because the 100 SMA is right above at 179. But you know, this one might be a good you know, possible swing trade, but just be careful. It is a biotech stock. Next one up, MRAM. We have a nice candle here, looking for that possible $19 break. Over 400,000 shares traded. It looks a little bit, you know, like a light intraday trader, but it did have a big pop. So we'll see maybe if this can be a possible swing trade if it breaks up over 9. Would like a pullback maybe to, you know, 1850 if that's possible, but you know, we play all different scenarios. Plug, PLUG, we went over. PRTK, biotech name, looking for this high from Thursday, which was 2265 to be taken out, and if that can get taken out, maybe we break out through 23. 1.2 million shares traded in PRTK. RADA, RADA, nice candle, very light volume on this name though, 149,000 shares, but we are above the 13 EMA, and we are the 20s turning up, the 50s turning up. So RADA, you know, for intraday plays, but you know, Friday was very light volume, so that's the only problem there. SGMO, looking for that 750 break, 755. 2.2 million shares SGMO. It's kind of flagging here, holding this $7 area. So if it can turn back up, get over 750, 755, possible continuation. Snap, there was a lot of call buying in the name, and I forget the person's name, but he was on Friday, CNBC, and he was talking about on the halftime show. He used to be the old CEO of Yahoo, but he had very positive comments for SNAP, Snap, and there was a lot of call activity in the name on Friday. So 19 million shares traded. It's trying to hold this $17 level. I believe that was the IPO price. So we'll see if this sets up Snap on an intraday basis. So next one up is SRNE, which I traded on Friday. Got a nice pop in this. Now it's holding the $2 area. It's holding above the 50. So 5.4 million shares traded. We had a high of what was that, $2.30. If you can get back over, you know, 220 maybe, or if you want to try it 215, and then maybe a retest of the highs, or obviously let it, you know, set up intraday. TXMD, nice pop, big candle, 8 million shares traded. You know, this one may be a red to green type of setup on TXMD. WKHS, and let me see, Tim Sykes did a whole video on WKHS over the weekend, and he was kind of, he's already in this, and he was, you know, doing his regular promotion, if you know who Tim Sykes is. But you know, listen, it doesn't matter how the stock moves as long as it moves your way when you're in it. We have a high of 410, so over 410, possible continuation, or we're looking for maybe a pullback, red to green. So this one might get going. And something about they have a new type of helicopter coming out, and they're supposed to be showing it off at, I think it was the French air show, so that'll be all happening before our markets even open. So on WKHS, you know, you might want to keep an eye on this one early in the morning, because, you know, if I guess this new helicopter gets accepted, or you know, good reviews, this could really move the stock. So that's kind of what Tim Sykes was talking about, and he did a whole video on it. WWE, for swing traders looking for that $21 break. We had a previous high back on June 13th, and the high was 2103. So over 2105 might be enough to get WWE moving along, and this would be more of a swing trade. Here's the 15-minute chart. You see it's popping out of some consolidation here on WWE. We held the 200 EMA SMA here on WWE, and now we're turning back up. So this one might continue up. And then the last one is XGTI, and you see we're kind of in this wedge consolidation pattern. We're above the moving averages, we're above the 50. We have the 150 SMA. This is that dotted line. We've hit it before, we got over it, we pulled back. So I would let it, obviously the obvious number here is $2. If it can clear over, we'll call it 205. I just want to see what this high on this candle was, 209. I think 205, if you can get over 205, this might make a continuation move. Just be aware you have the 200 SMA, the green line right, moving average right here. So that might, cause some, resistance. All right, so that's going to be it. Once again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Now you have some stock ideas for June 19th. Thank you very much for listening. So this has been Zozo Stock Watch, and now you're more ready for the week than you were before. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the thumbs up button, retweet it, do whatever you possibly can, and I'd really appreciate that. Have a great day.